All right, what's going on, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the Tangents Podcast. My name is Dalibor, and we are doing this for a second time. I did watch through the rest of Fandome, and I recorded it, and because the furnace was on, or not the furnace, but whatever, the blower for the AC was on, and I'm literally not even 2 feet away from it, I had the audio turned down so I wouldn't pick that up to try to give you a good audio experience. However, that ended up with me just being very, very quiet, and the balancing was not possible because I was commenting during some of the panels and during some of the stuff, and it just didn't work out. So we're gonna just kind of do a little bit of a different thing, and I want to touch on some of the things that happened. I just watched the Black Adam panel. I didn't watch everything fully. I watched like 2 hours of it. I just watched the Black Adam panel. You can definitely tell that Dwayne Johnson is super excited about this project. He clearly has passion for it. He clearly has something. There's something about it that definitely speaks to the man, and I think it's obvious. So I'm really excited about that. I'm excited for that project. Justice Society, super excited about that being kind of brought into the whole thing. And I think we're gonna have we're gonna watch a little clip here real quick, and I think that's gonna talk about the people that are being brought in. But first, we're going to watch the Suicide Squad teaser. I've watched this a few times now, obviously, and but I still think I've got some stuff to say about it, so we're going to watch it.
I think it's going to surprise people.
You kind of sit there and go, how did they do that?
It's going to be different from any superhero movie ever made.
Bring that down a bit.
There's no one better in the world to direct the Suicide Squad than James Gunn.
I was excited with an opportunity to be able to do the Suicide Squad in the way it could be done from my point of view.
This one is completely unique. This is a gritty 1970s war movie combined with the brilliance of James Gunn's characters and comedy.
You need your director to set the vibe.
The Suicide Squad is just a twisted fantasy of characters.
Within each of our characters, there's a certain beauty. Within most of them. Some of them are just pretty crappy through and through.
Be like a douchey Captain America.
The guy who believes in peace at any cost, no matter how many people he needs to kill along the way.
Okay, I got it.
Don't ever settle back like you think you know where this is going, because you don't.
As soon as you have some sense about what's about to happen next, James comes in.
Everyone's exploding. Genitals, heads, arms, legs.
This is the thing that got me. Like the third time I watched it. Oh my god, I can't believe I keep leaving this thing on top. Turn that off. That's for the live stream. So for those listening, I had a thing on the screen. Anyway, that's the thing that got me last time. He said genitals. Are we gonna see genitals exploding in this movie? That's still like such a trip for me to hear one of the actors talk about genitals exploding. Like I don't know about that. But already from this trailer, I mean, knowing really very little about the story, I love Harley being portrayed as more of a badass as opposed to the like whatever it was, Daddy's Little Monster fucking shirt. I hated that look. The first movie was just so incredibly underwhelming that really the bar is set at the lowest it could be. Anything is going to be better than that, basically. And I think from what we've seen so far, from the trailer and from the pieces and the characters, super excited. If you watched last week's episode, I was talking about who the hell is TDK. I read a few articles and they were talking about Nathan Fillion's character TDK being the detachable kid, potentially. There's no confirmation on this, which was a reference, I guess, or an adaptation of the removable arm boy from Legion. So keeping it true to DC roots, man.
Massive graphic novel brought to life.
This is by far the biggest movie I've ever made.
And that upsets me a little bit because I'm like, Guardians is pretty big.
I don't think that you know what to expect.
Don't get too attached.
This has been truly the greatest, most exciting journey of my life making this film. Cut. That was great.
That was pretty great. Only in theaters. Only in theaters, and I think that's a stand they're taking, because you see a lot of these companies putting stuff out on digital platforms, etc. This is only in theaters 2021. So essentially they're like, regardless of what happens, we will bury this film in theaters if necessary. But no, I think they'd probably change their perspective if, let's say there was no vaccine and COVID just went crazy. I think they'd change their perspective. But yeah, so now we're going to go to the trailer for super excited. My expectations are going to remain low. We'll actually, every podcast, we're going to open that in a new window because I don't know what that is, but we're going to see what Ruby Rose is doing with Outside of Batwoman. It is relevant. But the bar is set so low from the last Suicide Squad movie that this can only be better. Like, really, I don't know. As long as there's no fucking Skybeam, you know what I'm saying? As long as there's no CG Army or Skybeam, I think we're going to be in good shape. So now we're going to watch the trailer for Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. It is a game trailer. And now, again, a little more further context. When I was watching the Montreal Games presentation for Gotham Knights, I was talking about, this is clearly in the Arkhamverse, and then later I found out from Hottest that the last game, Arkham Knight or whatever it was, ended with the mansion exploding and him dying. So like, it seems like it's a continuation, but apparently this is the continuation. This takes place in the Arkhamverse and not Gotham Knights. Gotham Knights, they're saying, is like its own Batman universe of games now, which to me is like, then you're just doing like the comics, which then kind of goes back to what I was talking about on a previous podcast, where it would be terrible. I don't think they should do it, but if DC stops making comics in favor of making a Batman universe of video games, a Justice League animated series, and like that's how they present future stories. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think DC Comics is going anywhere anytime soon. I'm concerned about their shifting priorities. So let's see about this game. Gotta mute this damn phone. Bunch of birds on my camera. Rock steady. Metropolis. That is a Brainiac invasion of some sort.
I've got eyes on the target. Air support is getting cut to pieces. Where the hell are you? I'm going in.
We lost the target! Repeat! Task Force X has lost the target!
Damn it! Argus 3 is taking heavy fire. Get to Park Ridge ASAP.
Don't worry, boss. We got this. Hey! Boomer! Lay down suppressant fire!
Keep it down, Hal. The ears are still ringing after that last Barney.
What is that? Australian for hangover?
I believe I can translate. Boomerang has a concussion. From the enemy you missed in our last encounter.
I don't miss.
Guess those teeth are sharper than your eyes, Shark Man. I never
never miss.
Never miss. Yeah, we bloody know. You never shut up about it.
Task Force X. Alpha target is in the open. Get your asses to the Metropolis Grand Hotel and engage. Before I have another reason to blow those bombs in your heads.
I didn't get why they were using the song. My concern here, and my curiosity is, Digger looks like he's got super speed. Also, I like how everybody's using guns, not just their own stick. Also, Outcast for life.
Smooth. Well, that should knock a few years off the old sentence.
That's reminding me of something. Oh yeah! Waller's stupid alpha target. Who we supposed to be killing again?
Look, it's Superman. The mighty Superman has just rescued that pilot.
What a show-off. Beat it, Spandex! We're on a top-secret assassination mission here.
No. No.
So, figure out who we're killing yet? Oh, fuck!
It feels fun.
Big things happen every time we meet, like a track team. I shouldn't have done that, Shark.
Shouldn't have done that, Shark. I like fucking Digger Harkness. Goddamn Digger Harkness. The Batman. Now I want to talk about how this happens every movie, every Batman movie, every time a new superhero movie is announced, everybody starts drawing it. So my Instagram feed has just been filled with the Batman. I'm not a big fan of the collar, so it's just kind of annoying to have to keep seeing this costume.
From your secret friend.
Underneath the bridge,
Who?
Topper sprung a leak, and the animals I've trapped
Having a clue.
all become my pet.
Let's play a game. Just me and you. Any of this mean anything to you?
So hold on. Somebody pointed out. Actually, we'll go over this once it's done.
You're becoming quite a celebrity. Why is he writing to you?
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm vengeance.
This guy's crazy!
You're part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
The thing that this is taken from is a New 52 storyline. At least, mind you, this is me just taking context clues. I don't know that this is what it's from specifically, but as I've said before, I think this is from year 0. The Riddler becomes a major element in the story. There are a lot of shots in the dark and the premise of the Year Zero is that Riddler shows up. He's like this badass villain. He knocks out Gotham's power grid, and it becomes a genuinely dangerous situation. Now, I have a concern about, are those the wheel? That's those Batmobile wheels look very smooth. They look like track tires, and I feel like they shouldn't be. Is that? I'm trying to figure out who that is. Just trying to take some of the stills here. I mean, the suit looks fine. I'm not a big fan of the collar. Like, I don't really get the collar. The Batmobile. Oh, okay. I see. There are treads. Yeah, but they look like straight up treads. It's some sort of muscle car too, which I appreciate. I'm Vengeance. Let's hear it again.
The hell are you supposed to be?
I'm Vengeance.
So, the flip side, I think the collar is to eliminate the rigidity of the neck in the costume. A big part of the Burton and Schumacher era, and then subsequently the Nolan era, was that the suit is so damn stiff, and the neck, because of the protection in place, there's no the fighting in Batman Begins and all that. It's not good fighting. It's just not. So I think this allows him to have more of a fabric neck, which means he can actually move around and actually fight, which then the collar helps protect him. But I'm interested. The reason I think it's Year Zero is because those the gauntlets he has that have kind of the segmentation. Year Zero Batman. Let's take a look real quick. Images. No, not. There is that. Yeah. So this is. I just don't want to. There it is. It feels more like this. This is like a early era Batman costume that doesn't have. Why I searched Year Zero Batman and it gives me all these things from the actual statues and stuff like that. But yeah, I just think so. I mean, fine, this is kind of a better example anyway. It has these kind of protective elements and kind of unfinished elements. So those gauntlets remind me of these unfinished elements from the Year Zero storyline. But I'm excited. This looks better. But I was excited as soon as Jim Lee said that it was, or whoever it was, I forget at this point. Whoever said that when they announced and when they kind of outlined that this is taking place in its own universe and has nothing to do with the existing series, these existing movies, I'm okay with that. I have no problem with that. I'm fine with this. However, I did see that there is the Batman prequel HBO Max series. Yeah, the Batman's HBO Max spinoff will be a year one prequel about Vigilante's experience through the POV of a bad cop. So here's the thing. With a streaming service like this, and I've talked about this before, Hodis and I have talked about this before, having this, having your own streaming service allows you to make things like this, like DC or Disney is doing it with Marvel. All of the stuff that's going to be on Disney Plus is going to tie in directly to the Marvel films. In this situation, this could be good to see a year one from a bad cop's perspective and kind of to see what the Batman means. And I like having stories told from a different perspective than the main hero, because then that gives us a different perspective on the whole thing. Literally just went blank. Just my mind went completely blank. Anyway, no, I'm very interested to see how this series goes. So this is that was the other thing that I read somewhere. somebody said it during the first part of Fandome. They said the Batman is like a year 2 thing, right? So I appreciate that. In that year 1 is going to be a little more stumbling blocks, a little more kind of the building of the friendship, the relationship. Oh, that was the other thing I was going to say. That's the part that I blanked out on. Having this ability to have these things tie together, you can then say, hey, Robert Pattinson, we're going to need you for like a week of shooting. We're going to shoot all the Batman scenes for the show. It's going to be 20, it's going to be like 12, 15 episodes, but we're going to shoot all the Batman scenes this week. They're shot from afar. Like, we don't really need a lot, but we're going to need a few Bruce Wayne scenes. We're going to need just like all of these things that you just fill in, because if it's told from somebody else's perspective, you don't need Batman and everything. You don't need Bruce Wayne and everything. But then you can bring in Gordon. You have like a lot of the elements. I mean, it's like the series Gotham Central, I think it was called. And it was focused on police. Like, yeah, the Batman's in this universe, but it was focused on the police in Gotham. So I would like to see it called Gotham Central, in fact. So I'm excited. Way more than I thought I would be. Hadis said that in this scene where he asked him, does this mean anything to you? For him, it looks like it's a Robin kind of like pretending to be Batman. Because he's just not this big dude. But for me, this does not feel that bad for a year 2 Batman. The voice is not bad. Overall, I'm not hating it so far. Of course, still have to see the movie to render a final verdict. Let's take a look at this Black Adam.
5,000 years ago, Kahndaq was a melting pot of cultures, wealth, power, and magic. Yet most of us had nothing, except for the chains around our necks. Kahndaq needed a hero. Instead, they got me. I did what needed to be done, and they imprisoned me for it. Now, 5,000 years later, I'm free, and I give you my word. No one will ever stop me again.
So I appreciate that. I appreciate that they had him voice it over because that's super duper cool. I'm going to pull up. Hold on. We're going to go into the history here real quick. Literally just watched it, so it's going to be right there. We're going to add it to our player, and just going to. This is somebody else who recorded it. I just didn't want to.
Of America, and who from the JSA is going to be in our movie? Right. Well, I don't want to reveal too much this early on, but I thought this might answer some of your questions. Take a look. I have a knack for destroying bullies.
Now, the key thing here is that this appears to be a kind of a motion comic situation from possibly something that already exists. I cannot identify this art, but it's definitely not the same. Like, it's not the same artist that created the first part, obviously, the actual teaser for the movie. But I do appreciate that this kind of gives us an intro as to who's going to be in the movie as far as from the JSA.
But there are some who think I need help. Hawkman. Dr. Fate. And their new recruits. Cyclone.
That's the other thing. Since it is Cyclone, this feels like it would be a modern day tale. I thought maybe we would see a situation where we would see Black Adam in the early 20th century, and then kind of it ends kind of like a Captain America situation where you see him in the early 20th century, he gets put away or whatever again, and he comes back when Shazam comes back.
An Atom Smasher. They call themselves the Justice Society. An organization.
I also don't think that I don't think they're gonna call it the JSA. I think they're just gonna call themselves the Justice Society to make it more marketable in the world.
That believes in fighting for truth and justice. Well, I'm going to teach them that the only beliefs I fight for are mine. Welcome to Truth, Justice, and the Black Adam Way. So, as you guys can see, we are cooking up something pretty badass and certainly a lot of fun that we are all excited about to deliver to you guys. And I can't wait to show you more. But before I go, I want you guys to help me out with something. It's something that's pretty important. I need you guys to help me get a message out to some of the other ones. Some of the other DC superheroes. Let's let Flash, Shazam, Aquaman, Wonder Woman, Batman, and Superman. Let's let them know something. Things will never be the same because the hierarchy of power in the DC Universe is about to change.
He's the perfect choice for this. Such a perfect character choice, such a perfect actor choice. I am probably the most psyched for Black Adam out of everything that was talked about in DC Fandome, including our final section here for Fandome, which is going to be the Snyder Cut, motherfuckers. I've seen this now several times. This is going to be one more time. I have thoughts, I have opinions, but we're going to watch it first. I like that it says Max Original. They're not even saying HBO Max.
There was a secret chord that David played, and it pleased the Lord. But you don't really care for music, do you? It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift, the baffled king composing hallelujah. I did my best, it wasn't much. I couldn't feel, so I tried to touch. I've told the truth, I didn't come to fool you. And even though it all went wrong, I'll stand before the Lord of Song with nothing on my tongue but
guy's probably fought hundreds of thousands of other super beings on the other planets he's destroyed, right? And we have to assume he's won.
I don't care how many demons he's fought and how many hells. He's never fought us. Not us united.
Which is a reference to the original advertising campaign called Unite the Seven. So here are my thoughts and opinions. This is a different movie. This is not a re-edit. This is not a different director's take. This is a different movie. Zack Snyder has even gone on record to say he's not using a single shot of Whedon's footage. which is fine to me, perfectly fine. If you had the footage that was necessary, that it definitely to me comes in as a more serious movie, as a darker movie. I don't think we're gonna see the whole thing where Aquaman sits on Wonder Woman's lasso and he's like boobies or whatever the fuck it was. It's very much a different film. I mean, you have all the stuff that was talked about before Justice League ever came out, and that's the stuff we're seeing, right? The scene with Wally saving Iris, presumably Iris, but I think it's Iris. So the first meeting of her of Wally, or Wally, I said Wally like several times. Barry. I grew up with Wally West Flash. Barry saving Iris here, and it's very much, I mean, like, it's like everybody kind of gets their own moment to shine, their own section of the film, clearly. You have stuff like the death of Vic Stone's father, which I don't think he died in the Whedon cut at all. So that's a whole different story arc. I'm very, very interested to see where this goes. You have Desaad, who was not in it. Big fan of Desaad showing up in this. Fantastic design. Like, fantastic. And again, presuming it's Desaad just based on appearance. But super cool. The fact that oh my God, what's the bad guy's name? Oh my God, what is his name? Whatever the bad guy's name was. It's the tip of my tongue. Can't think of it. Damn it. Steppenwolf. Jesus. Steppenwolf, in his full CG glory, which is it almost like a shinier version of what we saw in the deleted scene from Batman v Superman, which is where Luthor talked to him, or was in his presence, or whatever the fuck happened. This looks way better. I didn't like him being like, clearly he's this CG monster, right? No question about it. However, in the Whedon cut, you saw his face, which then adds to the disconnect. When you have CG, I mean, this is the same reason that the whole opening scene is bad, and several scenes in the movie are bad because you have the mustache situation from the reshoots. When you have imperfect CG that is meant to be real, it takes you out of the film. It takes you out of the scene because it destroys the illusion of it. So in this situation, he is just this CG monster, this this enormous thing that is not, it's not real. And it's, we're gonna do this thing, YouTube. Like, very much just not a human dude. Like, he doesn't have a human face, which is fine, and it makes it easier to believe that this is just some monstrous thing that they're fighting, because the other design they had was he had a human-like face, and therefore we expect human-like appearance. I mean, even if you go back to, where was it, Desaad here, like, that's way better than Steppenwolf was in the Justice League cut. Like, way better. To me, miles better. Like there's skin, there's like, there's texture. It feels more real than the one in the Whedon cut, I guess we're gonna call it, of Justice League. It's fantastic. It's fantastic. Super excited about it. This still, to me, right there, that's why, because once that goes up, that is leg. And if that is leg, that is Supergirl, not Superman. And they cut that out. Like, all of these scenes did not exist. We're gonna mute this here. Obviously, you have the scene with Darkseid. We're not even gonna talk about that. This, I feel like, is going to be part of the flashback scenarios. I think this is going to be part of that fight at the beginning where they kind of explained the whole thing and showed like the old Green Lantern and all that shit, because he's holding the staff that you see in the next shot, not in this shot. So this clearly has some green, which to me means kryptonite. But in this next part, you see, I guess not even this part. And this is the future. This is clearly the future. So to me, that means we're going to see some more time travel. And then additionally, right here where Wonder Woman walks into this temple or whatever it is, she sees that same staff, which is what I mean, at least that's what it looks like to me. So you see that staff right there. It's got the spikes. You go back, staff, spikes. To me, though, it would be way bigger because Darkseid is a way bigger dude. It's just these scenes didn't exist. These scenes didn't happen in the Whedon cut, and this is going to be an entirely different film. This part, though, definitely to me screams Supergirl, because maybe is it just the hologram not looking with the right colors? Maybe it is blue. Maybe it is him. Maybe this is him at the beginning pining about how he's dead and how he is he's, you know, he needs him for this fight or whatever. I don't know. It's hard to tell. If everybody from out the get said this looks like it's skin, which then would say that it is Supergirl, not Superman. However, it could be blue. I don't know. The Aquaman arc definitely seems to be more dramatic, more muscular apparently. I'm interested in, where is it? Right here. Yeah, right here. This looks like Vic controlling just missiles. Like just scores of missiles of all kinds. Very interesting there. Hold on, go back. Let's go back, because that was, I think, Steppenwolf. Oh no, that's Aquaman. Oh, that is Aquaman in his full royal gear. I'm super, like, I think we're gonna have some time travel, like accidental time travel, from Barry Allen, and maybe even a reality jump into the Crisis crossover. Maybe not in this, maybe in the Flashpoint movie. I really, really hope that in the Flashpoint movie we have a, like, to me it has to be like at the beginning he's running and then he like comes back and he's like, Barry, he's like, Flash, I'm gonna be like, that's what my name is gonna be, the Flash. Like that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking that's how it's gonna go. I hope that's how it's gonna go. So, well, I guess one last thing from Fandome, because I think that covers pretty much everything. Let me pull up the DC Fandome schedule here just to make sure we didn't miss anything important from Hall of Heroes. Ask Harley Quinn, I don't care. I did watch the panel where, what was it? The history of the Batman or whatever it was called. Yeah, see, like a lot of the things are gone from here. It was like the history of the Batman. Nothing really revealed there. Aquaman panel, I read a review of the panel. I did not watch the panel. They were just like, oh, there's going to be some more stuff. Like, we're going to explore new dimensions. To me, that sounds like they're either going to deal with the whole mother thing, which was in the New 52, which he went to an alternate reality and found his mother, or they're going to go into a fight with the Trench, I think it's called. But I feel like the Trench were in the first one. I haven't seen the first movie yet. But anyway, Shazam panel, they said it's going to be more magical. Like, again, nothing really exciting to that. And then we had a really, really poignant discussion about females of color in the DC shows. It was a really great panel to watch. My main takeaway was just kind of a reinforcement of my previous statements that I've made many times. DC's lineup is very, very pale, generally speaking, and it is nice to see them taking the time to spotlight their characters of color. And this is the kind of thing that I appreciate. Somebody said something about Commissioner Gordon's black, and I was like, yeah, like nothing about Commissioner Gordon requires him to be white. It's a different universe. It's regardless of the different universe, like nothing about Commissioner Gordon require, like he's a war veteran. Statistically speaking, he should be black. like he should be like it's anybody that gets upset about this stuff anymore, it's really frustrating to me at this point. I don't even know what you're talking about. I don't even know where you're coming from as far as what what your complaints are. It bothers me, but I do appreciate that DC is taking their characters that are really less known. Like a Grace Choi, like no one knew about that unless you specifically read The Outsiders from 2000, I think it was 3 or 4 to like 2009. Unless you read that series, you didn't know Grace Choi. You just didn't, because I'm pretty sure that's when she appeared first. Like you just didn't know that series. You just didn't know that character. Kind of the same with Thunder and Lightning. Like if you don't read the books, like the Justice Societies and the Outsiders, where Thunder was, you don't know about these characters. You're just reading a bunch of white characters. That's why I appreciated Wallace West. Now I guess we're differentiating since old Wally West is back, but Wallace West being in the DC Flash books because he was black. Her brother, adopted brother, I forget what the situation was, but regardless, you had a black Flash, and I appreciated that. And there are opportunities. I like that the Batman books got a character of color. In The Signal, I really fucking hate his name, but I thought he was going to be a Robin. I kind of still hope he does become a Robin, because there was that flash forward during the New 52 about him being a Robin, so who knows. I kind of hope he still becomes Robin. I don't like the Signal. I don't mind the costume necessarily, but I don't like the Signal name. It's a stupid fucking name. But yeah, that's pretty much it. There's a Wonder Woman panel, celebration panel, and they play Werewolf 1984, which I guess is some sort of video game, or maybe just some sort of game. Regardless, that's it for DC Fandome. We got that under 45 minutes. And now we're going to, apparently, we talked about, that was the other thing that I had done the commentary on in the previous episode. They were talking about Batwoman and kind of what the new Batwoman comes out of. The new Batwoman I'm excited for because I'm interested to see how they play off Kate Kane disappearing. I don't mind them taking that angle. Kate Kane disappeared. I just need a really well-presented narrative reason, because I don't know, like I feel like this is the kind of thing where you bring her on to set something up. You bring her on for an episode to leave a final message, or if you watch this, I'm gone or missing or dead or whatever. Like, I don't know, it just seems like something that it's not well positioned. Like, it's not set up in a way that I'm excited about for season 2. I'm excited to watch a new Batwoman. I'm excited to, again, this is now the second female character that is premiering off comics on DC. Harley Quinn, for those who don't know, premiered in the Batman animated series, and now a black Batwoman is first appearing in a TV show. So the repercussions of that are going to be that we are certainly going to see some sort of adjustment in the comics, some sort of change, perhaps a new Batwoman series, perhaps Kate Kane dies or is injured and something happens. I don't know. I'm interested to see kind of in both narrative directions where that goes. But to that end, apparently Ruby Rose is in another movie called The Doorman. And we're gonna watch the trailer right now. That is poor quality. Let's bring that up to 1080 because that looks awful. It says August 2020. I mean, I feel like this was filmed after, maybe before the last season started. Badass. Okay. She's a badass.
So once you get back
To New York. About a week.
there's an opening at the apartment building where I'm working. Not quite as exciting as where you've been.
That sounds just fine.
We'll use the next 2 days to get you acclimated, get the weekend off. When you come back to work on Monday, think you can handle that?
I'll do my best, sir.
Shall we begin?
Hey, what's going on? Hey, who are you?
I promise our visit would be as brief as humanly possible.
I just realized that is oh my god. Oh my god, what is his fucking name? Stop it. Nope. We're gonna work through this together. Leon the Professional. What is his damn name? Where is his name? Jean Reno. God damn it.
Boris, are you there?
He informed me the building would be empty.
It's nothing to worry about. I'll handle it.
He's dead and you're next.
What's a decorated soldier doing here as a doorman? They're here. They have to be.
It's a bloody Rembrandt.
Oh shit. Dude, this is a loaded movie. Hold on. That is oh, dude, my brain is I need to, what do I need to do? I need to do something. My brain is not working. The doorman. Oh my goodness, come on. What is his name? What is he from? I think we just covered this, my wife and I. Rupert Evans. He is Charmed. Jesus. Yeah, he's on Charmed. He's Harry. Damn it.
I'm gonna take you home. That's just who I am. You should walk away now. And if you don't, I will take you to hell.
What's ironic is that what's ironic is that this feels like Batwoman, the fucking show, because she's a former soldier. The Batwoman in the comics was a former soldier. She comes home. This feels like a blend of the Batwoman and Die Hard. Batwoman and Die Hard equals Doorman. That's what we have. Very interesting. For one final bit of news, unrelated to DC Fandome, unrelated to DC Comics, reviews, or anything else that we've talked about, we sadly did find yesterday that the King himself, T'Challa, Black Panther, amongst countless other incredible film roles, Chadwick Boseman did die at 43 from colon cancer due to his battle with colon cancer. He's brought us incredible films incredible entertainment for years, and he will be missed. I'll be honest, I'm not somebody who really talks about, like, I don't really care about celebrity deaths. Like, it happens, like, it sucks for them, sucks for their families. This one did kind of hit. I don't know, maybe it's because I'm so engrossed in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Maybe it's because just watching his stuff has brought me so much enjoyment. I just don't know. I don't know what it is about this one. But yeah, this one hits different, and you know, it's a true loss creatively, and you know, from everything I know, from everything I've seen and read about him, he was an incredible person, and he will be missed. He will genuinely be missed. That is going to be it for this one. Kept it under an hour here as a wrap up for DC Fandome. Next week we are going to have it's hard to like shift once you get into your feelings. It's hard to shift into excitement. But next week we are going to have a very special, and hopefully the beginning of something special, where we spotlight up and coming creators and people who are getting their work out there. We are going to be talking with the creator of a series that is currently on Kickstarter. Their final week is starting this week, and we are going to be talking with them and kind of promoting that last week of the Kickstarter to get the book. It's already been funded. I'm already all in for the whole series, but it's super cool. I'm very interested in it. We're going to be talking about it next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next one.